Welcome back, students of Night School Horror. As shadows lengthen in the second semester, prepare for a chilling curriculum. Unearth the unknown as we delve deeper into the abyss. This semester, we elevate the darkness where nightmares become lessons. Class is now in session. May you all survive this semester. In one piece.
Hello, students. Welcome to Night School Horror, a very special episode of Night School Horror because to all the students out there, before we get into our breakdown and we talk who's here with us, we actually got a very special email not too long ago from Strike Media. And Strike Media, they sent us a opportunity to review a movie that's going to be coming out on March 11th for digital download by the Hammer, a John Gore company. And it's called Doctor Jekyll. We all know about Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, but this movie stars none other than Eddie Izzard. If you don't know Eddie Izzard, you gotta go and watch Mystery Men because Eddie Izzard is in Mystery Men. He's a disco king in that movie. For this episode, we are going to talk about the movie. We just watched it. Literally, the class watched the movie, and now we're going to talk about it. But before we get into that, let's introduce our class. Of course, you know me. My name is Tommy James, a.k.a. Mr. So Smooth, a.k.a. The Smooth Effect himself. I am the movie guy, baby. And I'm very excited to talk about this movie. Let's move on to right now, currently the longest reigning Who You Got champion. I don't know how many days, but we're talking about the Music Man, Mr. Malave.
Oh, yes. We just came out of the movie. I am excited to talk about this because I'm Mr. Malave, a.k.a. Matthew Malave, the longest reigning Who You Got champion. And it's been 620. You don't get to hear the last couple numbers because if you don't know, you should figure it out. All right? Figure it out. It should be something that you peel off every day. All right, Tommy?
Yeah.
So, no. You better give me a number before the episode is over, okay?
Cool.
And then I'll tell you if you're right or not.
All right, that sounds like a plan.
But I'm excited to talk about Dr. Jekyll because it was something, and it's definitely a lot of personalities, a lot of things that I want to exercise, and so did she. So
yes,
I'm ready to talk about it, and I cannot promise you that I won't change up midway through.
You know what? I'm very excited to hear what you have to say because I think we'll all have different takes and maybe the way we finish may be completely different from the beginning. Let's move on to none other than Florida's favorite creep. Night School Horror's favorite creep. The ace in the hole, Sabrina. Yes, Sabrina's here.
What is up, you guys?
Yeah, just keeping on the down. Yeah, that's the intro song right there.
I'm so excited to talk about this movie, you guys. I know we just watched it. Nothing like a good old-fashioned classroom movie, normally in like elementary, middle school, that meant that my teachers were super hungover, so we just had a movie day. But in this case, we all needed to drink a little. Mm-hmm. So we could be hungover tomorrow. Because we watched this movie. And I'm just going to say, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad. It just means that a lot of shit happened, and I need to process it in my own way.
Yes. A lot of shit did happen. Well, yes and no at the
When
same
they drank
time.
in the movie, I also drank.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Very true.
Every time they lit up a cigarette, I inhaled
a green
smoke.
cigarette.
Yeah. Well, I inhaled green. I definitely did.
I was like, are those
I was like,
tobacco or wacky tobacco?
Is this a symbol for marijuana?
It might be.
I felt like it's just like it doesn't make me into another person though. Like it makes me feel good.
It does turn you into a different person. Just the opposite of, what Hyde is. It's instead of making you a crazy lunatic, it makes you a real chill dude.
This just makes me a chill dude.
Just makes me real cool.
Yeah,
maybe this whole thing was a euphemism for green cigarettes, smoking the Mary Jane. Turns you into a bad person.
it's
it's a dare ad.
Okay,
it's a dare movie.
Interesting.
Oh,
I didn't get that
we're on
vibe.
something.
I definitely didn't get that vibe. But yes, we are now going to talk and discuss the movie Doctor Jekyll. As I said before, it's starring Eddie Izzard, Scott Chambers, Simon Cowell. Not actual like
Not the Simon
not
Cowell.
the Simon Cowell.
Not the Simon Cowell.
Lindsay Duncan and Jonathan Hyde is in this movie. We recently spoke about Jonathan Hyde because he was in Anaconda.
Yeah.
He played. Funny enough, and weirdly enough, he played technically what they were claiming as the original Doctor Jekyll.
Yes, he did.
You know, and that
I want
was
to
cool.
see that movie.
I'd love
Right?
to watch that one with Jonathan Hyde in it. That's actually a pretty good pick if you were to do.
Hey, you know, sequels or prequels do happen.
Down. I'll watch it. Let them know I'm down for that. But now let's. All right, let's see how we can.
Where do we
discuss
start?
this. Well, I'll mention this because you guys brought up the whole cigarette thing. I kind of liked it. Like I thought it was different, and I was like,
Yes.
I'm okay with this. It's kind of like so Dr. Jekyll, as we know, takes like a certain potion that he thinks it's going to do something different for him. I think it was like make him smarter or some shit. And
Revolutionize the way they understand science.
and it turned him into Mr. Hyde, which was like a monstrous kind of character, very ugly, very evil, kills people and whatnot. So instead of drinking a potion, she takes a cigarette and it lights up green. I was okay with that. Like I said,
The
I was
whole
like,
time
I
she
kinda
does
like
call
it.
them drugs.
She does. Well, they are technically a drug.
Yeah, but it still brings me back to the Mary Jane thesis.
I mean,
It's
it's
a great-
Like, come on.
It works.
I mean,
Come
it
on.
looked like it
Green
was real-
cigarettes and you call it drugs.
I swear to God, the first time I saw the cigarette, like the little pouch, I was like, oh, she's just smoke a little cigarette. But then she grabbed one and I was like, that's a doobie. That's not
Yeah.
It was.
It's like a
was
hand-rolled
rolled up.
cigarette.
It
I
was a
like,
pre-rolled
that's
cigarette. Yeah, hand-rolled
I was
cigarette.
like, nah, bro, that's a joint. Like, come on.
Just let me.
At first, when it lit
weed.
green, I was like, wait a minute. And then it shows
I
like
thought-
the next scene, it's lit red. I'm like, was that a fluke? And then it happened again. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
nope, it's intentional. All
It made me
right.
pay attention to it too because I was like, is that like because I watched it on my TV? I was like, was that like a little glitch?
No.
I liked it. I'm sorry.
And then the second part, I
I
was
thought
No,
it
it's
was
different.
awesome.
It's
Am I
unique,
high right
you know?
now?
I was like, that
I
was
can respect it.
That was pretty. That was pretty unique. That was different. I'm
I can
okay with
respect
it.
too.
that method.
And he,
Yeah.
It's
for
more
sure.
common. Like it's more modern. So it's not like, oh, I created this potion in my lab. It's like,
no,
nah,
I
dude,
dipped
just
that
lit up a
shit.
cigarette.
I dipped it in fucking.
I melted some drugs and I dipped it in.
Cool.
I
It
dipped
was
my
maybe that's what it
hand-rolled
was. It
cigarette
was like
and
a sign of angel
turned
dust
into a
or some
monster.
shit.
Oh yeah.
But I think the way that Eddie Izzard, like the way the cigarette is supposed to be like a sexual thing, and like he tried to, she, I know he goes different, like depending on
Gender fluid, yeah.
he's gender fluid. But the way he tried to portray it was like kind of a sexual thing. Every time he took a drag, it was very like, oh. It just
It was like a regal, like kind of elegance, but also like sex appeal to it.
but not sexy. Like
Yeah, there was sex appeal without it being sexy,
Yeah,
if that makes
yeah.
sense.
Well, you know what? I feel like it was the way it was playing. It was like almost sinful and lust, like a lusting. Like
Yeah.
So there was a
that's a
point
good way to put it.
where Eddie Izzard goes, "Oh, right on schedule," like, and it's just like it kind of like, oh, it hit, or just like coming or orgasming. Like
Sure.
I felt like it was like that. Like
I just have to
Oh.
mention, I hate when people say schedule.
schedule.
yeah,
That
I know.
bothers me
That's
too.
what, that's
me.
what I said
I'm
that
like,
on
stop.
purpose. Yeah, I was like,
Schedule.
you mean schedule, bitch? Like,
No.
yeah, right.
This is in the UK. That is right for them. But
That is true.
I still
yes,
hate it.
that is correct. I don't like when they say that as well. Like when he said schedule, I'm like, oh, I don't like the way they say that. Like it's schedule,
Like
motherfucker.
it gives you that like crunchy feeling of like, ooh, stop.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Schedule.
Yeah.
But let's because we're gonna get into more of the actual film itself and the plot and the basis. So we have Scott Chambers, who is Rob. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it right away. I was like, I'm getting a young Jason Bateman British vibe. He's British, so a British Jason Bateman vibe. I actually liked him in the movie. I thought he was pretty good. He was the most believable character.
See,
Yeah,
I
he
feel
was
like
the-
he was mostly believable.
And the
I feel
keyword
like
is
he was the
mostly.
most grounded character, really.
Yes.
Sure. Yeah.
That's a better word. Grounded. Yes.
Because like he had like they gave us the real true to life problem with the protagonist, and you know, like he was just like had the reason for being there, but also he was practical in a way too, right? Like there were times where he was like, all right, I'll leave, like, you know, like, and then he'll come back, like, and then it was just like, well, I'll give you 3,000. Like, this is funny, it was like, I'll give you 3,000 for the 3 months severance if you leave now, or you could get paid and you can start right now. Like, I was like, for $3,000 I'll stay. Like, fucking,
It was
for 3 months.
3,000. No, it was 3,000 a month.
A month. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'll stay.
Yeah,
Like, fuck yeah, I'll
cool.
stay.
It was a good
Yeah.
option of like, I'll either give you 3,000 a month or 3 months severance.
Yeah.
Or 3 months pay severance. So it's like $9,000
Yeah,
to walk.
9,000 or
I'm chilling
you
for 3.
stay here for as long as I need you, which in hindsight is a shit deal with the events of the movie.
well, yeah, it's
But you know,
probably less
hearing
than a
that deal in
month.
the beginning, totally cool.
He technically
Totally,
gained all the
totally
money at
reasonable.
the end. So in the long run, he did.
Yeah, did he?
Yeah, he became.
He got all the money.
everything.
He
just-
didn't gain the money.
Well,
It was Hyde, but
It's still just the
I
money.
guess it
but
was
technically
Hyde.
he's in there too.
He's
Yeah,
in
but
there.
he doesn't
too.
get it.
He gets the
No,
money.
but yeah, he gets
Let's
it.
be real.
It was in the contract. He gets the money. He got everything.
I mean-
that was the deal. The deal was that I thought that was the weird part where it's like, well, I need your body. And you're like, but you're not going into that body. It's not like a transfer. It's just
Yeah,
he
that-
has his own Hyde version.
No, I think it was the transfer.
No, it was a transfer.
It was
It was
a transfer.
I
It
thought
was straight
more
up
of
like
Hyde
a
thing.
possession type transfer.
Definitely.
I didn't catch
It's
that.
just
He
like
is just
one
living
smoke of
in the
this.
body with him,
Yeah.
but he has to take the back seat.
Right.
Got,
So it's
Whereas
almost
like Nina was always trying to fight with Rachel for the front seat.
right. So
It-
Rachel
he doesn't
went.
get a choice.
Rachel actually. Okay, so Rachel went into Rob.
Yes.
Yes.
Very good.
That's why it was like Larry. He's gonna be called Larry Hyde now. Like he was like, oh, this. He goes, just let Larry in. Like, you know, like
I thought it
Shit
was
was
more
great.
of like his own Hyde because like anybody
No.
that can take like the potion, you don't just become this Hyde. You have your own version of Mr. Hyde in you.
right, right. Which is
In the
that's
original.
Right.
yeah, that's the thing I don't
That's the whole
really like
original
about
story.
this movie is
Right.
the fact that it's after all it turned out to just be a possession thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, like that was the ending. That was how. That's
Like
how
you could
this
see the
whole thing
active
was portrayed.
possession
right?
from
like,
one person to another.
Well,
It's
you
like-
you see that transformation, which
yeah,
you know,
it's a transfer.
it was interesting.
Yeah,
You know?
I did like the
And then,
makeup for it.
When they showed like the Hyde face, like
Yeah.
it actually looked pretty decent. The
Yeah,
makeup, the
I
CGI
really
to
like the
it.
makeup.
You're like,
It was well done.
well, I seen your face too. You were like, right, like that
Yeah,
wasn't bad.
I was like, oh, I'm pleasantly surprised. Thank you.
Right.
That was pretty good. A nice little, like, scare. And
Yeah, like,
they
ooh,
tried many jump
creepy.
scares, and none of them landed.
no,
Not a single one.
Just a bunch of head turns.
simultaneously
Boom.
I smirked, and then like I saw like all you smirked too. Every time that one came on, we were like, "Ah, they
They
tried."
tried.
I think at one point I turned my volume down because it was just supposed to be like a loud jump scare,
Mhm.
but instead it was just like really squeaky.
Yeah,
And I was
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
I don't like that sound. So I just turned my volume down a little bit until
This-
it was over.
The jump scares were pretty much Eddie Izzard turning his head. Just boom.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
then you're like,
pretty
oh,
much. Or like-
no. Lunch.
The jump scare they were trying to do with the camera,
Mhm.
Okay, yeah.
the camera angles.
Mhm.
So for those of you that haven't seen it, again, it's I mean, you haven't seen it yet, but for those of you, for me to describe this, he's in the study of Nina and he's got all the cameras up on the computer, and it's supposed to be like the camera pans between him and him snooping and then back to the cameras, and it's supposed to be a jump scare of like seeing Nina go from camera to camera. And I'm like, I could barely see what's on that camera.
Couldn't see it.
Like I see her moving, but I don't know where she is in relation to the house.
Couldn't see
Yeah, right. Like, how many staircases are there in this house? It's pretty big.
Right. I only saw the one staircase,
And
but then
she
there
walks
was
with
another
a
staircase.
she walks with a cane. She's not fast. Let's make that
No.
very clear. Regardless if she's Nina or Rachel, she's still slow. Like
She's in a broken body.
Yes,
Her
Hyde
words,
doesn't
not
take
mine.
over and make the body stronger. Like it's still a shitty body. So
I feel like it takes over and makes it stronger in some ways, but not the broken ways.
Sexual, like more like I want to fuck Rob. Like I was getting scared.
Well, not just that, but
Yeah,
like,
I
you
feel
know,
like, what
not to
else
get
was
too ahead, but like the stabbing part, like that hurts Nina. Nina dies from it, but doesn't hurt Rachel in the slightest.
But why couldn't Rachel then be able to walk?
That's what I mean. I'm like, wait,
Right.
there's an inconsistency. Here's a loophole, and I don't understand it. How is it that you can get stabbed and it doesn't affect you, but it affects, you know, your host? But then when your host, you know, breaks their fucking leg, it matters to you.
Yeah, it plays a factor.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. That part I didn't get.
It's the one thing I couldn't wrap my head around. And I mean, there was a lot of things that I was like, I can't wrap my head around that. But then I could the further it went.
Mm-hmm.
But that is the one thing from start to finish. I'm like, wait, how does that work?
Did you guys think that the brother definitely played a bigger factor? Like the way, like, you know, when he mentions Ari, his daughter, and the way the brother's like, yeah, one step at a time. Like we'll get there.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sitting there
Yeah.
like this guy must be fucking the chick. Like there's no, or maybe he's the dad. Like just all I kept playing. I'm like,
super thought.
something's not right.
I
either
thought that
he
too. I
knew-
thought it was like a love
I
triangle.
thought either he was the actual dad, the brother, or the brother knew that the daughter was already dead, and it didn't matter what his brother did.
that was another thing that I thought too. I'm like, oh, because he hasn't seen the daughter, so is it possible?
Yeah, he said
that
like,
she's
I don't
already
know
dead?
her, I haven't met her.
Yeah, so I knew
Yeah.
like immediately. I'm like, this guy's not just gonna be like here for now. He's coming back later, and he did.
Yeah.
He came back.
Oh, he came back a little bit.
Were you
Then he-
There was
surprised?
at one point I
Then
was
he
like,
really
you know,
left.
he's
Oh,
the
he
most
left.
supportive brother. I like
He's a
that.
piece
And
of
then
shit.
the minute, you know, it's revealed like, hey, it's your brother. I thought the brother was going to like come in at the end to be like, oh, I've been helping, you know, them all along. Not to say that he's the professional that his ex was working with.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, okay, that happened a little faster than I thought.
Yeah, word.
I was like, man, he's the most supportive brother. That's awesome. You know, good for him for saying, you know, I love you and I stick by you no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, oh, reveal. And I'm like, oh, never mind.
You're a
Never
piece
mind.
of
He was
shit.
using you.
He's like, okay. I just accepted it so quickly.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
I'm like, oh, he's a piece of shit. Yeah, okay, that tracks.
You're like, yeah, that made so much sense. You're like, yeah,
Yeah.
he reminds me of a piece of shit. I thought he was a
Yeah.
piece of shit. He is a piece of shit. So when he got his fucking brains blown, you were like, yeah, no, that makes sense. Good.
Can we talk about that scene real
Sure,
quick?
let's bring it.
Did you guys expect to see brain matter?
No,
no.
Like
no, I
actual
did not.
chunky brain matter on the
no,
door?
That was
No,
like-
but I love that. love
I
the
didn't
fact that
expect
is.
it,
I was
and
cool
I
with
was
practical
very
effects.
happy.
Yeah, practical effects is fun.
The practical effects were great.
Yeah, you know, there's nothing like a little bit of oatmeal and covered dye with like red and just splatter
Splatter
it
on the
Don't
fucking
matter to me
window.
what it is.
I love
looks
it.
great.
It looked amazing. I was like, yes.
Like, yeah, we
Like
got
if I could
going.
we got
applaud,
some brains.
if I could applaud any of it, that right there, hands down.
Yes.
You got
Yes.
practical effects of brain matter on the door from somebody getting shot in the head, not just like a quick little splat, literal chunks.
Mhm.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
I love my gore.
I did like that very much. I love the throat slit. That was
Yeah.
great. That was great too. Well deserved. Maeve had to go.
Oh, yeah. Maeve had to go from the first
Maeve
time I
had to
saw
go.
her.
Yeah,
Let's
Maeve
talk
had to
about
go.
Maeve's character.
Yeah, let's talk about Maeve for a second.
Because I straight up had, you know, a little game I was playing with myself just for there's the other character, Sandra, which is kind of like the I don't even know what to call her. She's not even the caretaker.
I thought she would be the caretaker.
I thought
Yeah.
she was. I thought she was like groundskeeper or caretaker or like, you know, some sort of protege or some sort of other employee. I don't know what she was to Nina, but you know, she was
Her
chilling there with her.
agent, maybe her agent. I don't know.
guess.
I don't know.
Not really sure, but I was trying to play this game in my head of like, who's the bigger bitch right now? Is it Sandra or Maeve? And as we saw Maeve's character in one scene, I was like, ooh, she's got to be the bigger bitch.
Mhm.
Then the second scene we see her in, I'm like, she is absolutely the bigger bitch.
Such
And by
a
the end of
bitch.
the movie, I'm like, she needs to die. Honestly,
Yeah.
that
And-
character needs to fucking go.
Right on cue.
It was great.
And I got exactly what I wanted.
hmm Yeah.
Ooh, but then you get a great catchphrase, right? Mrs. Hyde at your service.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yep.
I like that. I
That
like
was
the
good.
delivery.
That was good because, like, Hyde's sadistic, right? Like,
Right.
so we got that, and we was just like, all right, well, I took care of everything that you wouldn't take care of. Like, I have no remorse, and takes pleasure in it, and that's why we got those sensual scenes with Hyde, because it's just like, oh, I love inhabiting a body because I could do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah.
I thought that Eddie played a great character. I mean, it was like for a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde like movie, it was definitely crazy different, and they did some weird shit. But this was entitled like Dr. Jekyll, Mrs. Hyde. Like it would be like they would play a crazy, like a good crazy person, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like that there truly was a flip. You could tell both sides had this elegance to them, but one seemed like a more comfortable, relaxed elegance, where the other one was kind of like on the fence. It almost seemed like it was regal, but then dangerous.
Right.
Without it coming out on the surface as dangerous. It was almost like a hidden danger where we talked about it, the sex appeal comes in. It's
right, and the charm.
Interesting to see
It was uncomfortable.
one person play both sides. And I mean, they probably shot it of like, hey, this is the scene, you're this character, so act more this way.
Sure.
But seeing it translate on screen, it's like, I like to imagine, oh yeah, they did this all in one take, and Eddie Izzard's just a fucking amazing actress for,
She's not. She's not
playing this part.
No.
And it seems like this part was given to her and she just fucking nailed it, because it's again that weird flip of like, yeah, this is fine, but there's something off about it.
I mean,
just like the person.
Yeah, it's like life imitating art, imitating life.
Well, I'll tell you this. Right before we had an opportunity to actually watch the movie, I would say I was like, this one's going to probably be a train wreck.
Oh, yeah.
But it wasn't a train wreck. Like, it's not fucking great, but it's to the point you're like, okay, it's not that bad. It has its moments. That I feel one of my biggest issues with the movie is it kind of looks like it just jumps. Like shit just happens and you're just supposed to accept that it happened. Like you're like, wait a minute, hold on a second. Like, when Sandra gets killed, we figured it out, obviously. Where'd Sandra go? Oh, I wonder where Sandra went. Obviously, she's dead. But why? Why did Sandra have to go? Like, Sandra was trying to prevent just to
Why
get rid
did
of him.
Sandra have to go so soon?
Yeah, she went pretty quick. She would have been a perfect ending kill, like where she went to go help him. Yeah. Being like, I told you you had to get out of here. I knew I should have called the cops, and then it right in the neck. And then you're like, oh, that's a nasty kill. Finish those kills at the end, because we don't get kills until the end. But it just, to me, it felt like they were...
Or at least on-screen kills.
Right. Well, yeah, but my thing with this was I felt like we were in one position at one point, and then we jumped like 3 fucking days later, and you were just like, wait, hold on, what happened in the middle here? Like there's more to this story, and it's like
you can't
they
tell
cut
the
a lot.
sense of time.
Right, they cut a lot. You could tell that they did a lot of, because obviously when you film a film, this movie was, I believe, an hour and 25 minutes long. So they probably filmed a good 3 hours, and then, you just start cutting shit, what you don't need.
Right.
And I feel there's some parts that could have probably been helpful, but it was cut.
Yeah.
And it feels cut. It looks cut. I mean, when that one scene too, when he went to the bar and he bought the bottle.
Yeah, yeah.
And
then he got beat up.
He got the shit kicked out of him.
Oh, he got his shit rocked.
Like he got hit upside the fuck. He
heavy.
didn't get in the head with the bottle. He got hit
With
in
the
his
whole bottle.
face. Like he had the scars going on.
Literally from forehead to chin.
That was a shot to the face. But to me, I was like, hold on a second. Like, we didn't get enough what's going on here. Like, we know Maeve she's a piece of shit and she's a drug addict, and obviously she was dealing with him with the robberies and all this shit. But it just went from, he's just like, hey, no, I'm not dealing with this shit. Oh, I will fucking say bad things. You'll never see your daughter again. So what am I going to do next? I'm going to get you jumped and cracked in the fucking face with a bottle, which I'm the one doing this right now. This isn't going to work.
What was her words? It was something like, I could open my mouth or something.
I could, pretty much saying I could bury you.
Yeah, and it's like,
but he's already been in jail.
But then you're still not getting what you want.
Yeah, and he's already been to jail.
If you kill him, you're not getting what you want, and it doesn't I feel like the whole robbery thing was weird because, again, they probably cut it, but I feel like it wasn't executed well enough because, again, if you kill him, you're not getting what you want out of him. I know it's an intimidation tactic, but, like, you're literally not getting what you want out of him. And then when they're actually trying to carry it out, before you know, like, it was kind of a setup, it's like, all right, but you just saw him murder somebody and now you're like trying to help the person that you're trying to rob, but threatening to kill them anyway if you don't get their money.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, it just felt forced, and that was probably all left on the cutting room floor, right? Like, I feel like
I think so.
They had more reasons, and it has to build up. Everyone knows that, like, in a movie, when shit just happens, it just happens. I remember seeing him getting beat up. I was like, wait, already? We just got introduced to May, and like we were just like, yo, come on, like we need a little bit more interaction for them until we care about him getting beat to shit. You know what I mean? And then like him letting his guards down a little bit to let Hyde help or whatever, like stitch them up and shit. Like, we need that little slow burn to kind of care about it a little bit, but at the end of the day, it's still just a weird, it wasn't
it made me care about Rob.
Like you said.
I mean, I'll say that.
It did.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm just man, his ex is a piece of shit and he's just trying to see his daughter. I mean, like, what a great guy.
What a great guy.
Just trying to be a dad.
Even said it. Like Eddie even said, he was like, you're a great person.
Yeah.
You're a great person.
You're a great
care
person
about your daughter. Like,
yeah.
So
you're definitely telling me that he's a great guy, and I believe he's a great guy because you told me he's a great guy. And I see that he's a great guy.
He's definitely a great guy.
Yeah.
Who's gonna get possessed,
Rob.
and then his daughter's still gonna die of cancer, which is like, damn, that fucking sucks.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I hated that.
I didn't like that either.
Yeah,
that ending made me a little angry because I was like, you could have had a whole build up for a sequel, if you so chose. It's like, why? It's again that thing where you say, well, he gets the money, he gets everything. I'm like, no, he gets nothing. He basically has to live with this parasite thing that, dictates what he does with that money or, how he lives or where he goes. Or
and he doesn't even get his daughter.
Does. And he also doesn't even get to meet his daughter.
Well, I feel like it was it was all part of like the ploy of like staying 3 or 2 steps like ahead, right? Yeah. And it was just like, well, Hyde probably, let it happen and shit. You know what I mean?
I do like that. Like, I like to think that Nina even looked at the paperwork and was just like, maybe I can, encourage him. But I like to think Nina looked at the paperwork and was like, oh, this kid's not going to live.
Yeah.
And Hyde was like, yeah, but we could use that to our advantage.
Probably. Yeah.
To get him to do what we want.
First off, she barely looked at the paper. Like, she looked. Yeah. She kind of looked. She was like,
pages.
She's a doctor. She can skim it.
There's a big bunch of paragraphs there that's explaining.
She's not reading the paragraph. She saw the word leukemia and went,
and she
dead.
went, move, flip, and she was like, well, so you have a daughter. Like,
well,
yeah, yes, I do.
The word leukemia was in bold letters in the middle of the page.
All three of those leukemia, and I don't remember what the other.
It was like acute something leukemia, whatever specific type
it was in bold, which
she just opens it up, skims, reads the name, reads female, reads leukemia, and goes, dead.
Yeah, your kid's gonna die. Moving on. So hey,
moving on.
You want to play chess?
Yeah.
Let's have a reason
all right,
to
so
live.
going back to everything being all over the place, right? When he's skimming through everything in the office and you're watching the cameras go by and everything else, then he gets that vibration. That was supposed to be another jump scare, which was weirdly out of place, right? Because nobody walked in or anything else like that. It was just a beeper, and he was like, "Where'd you run off to?" And then out of nowhere, he's just opening the door to where he knows she is, and then they're about to play chess.
Well, the beeper said a reason for living.
No, a reason for leaving, right? Or living.
Living.
Oh, living. Okay.
Because when
She
he
was
comes
just like,
in there,
we're gonna figure out a reason for living or whatever.
and she even says like to a reason for living.
Right,
So
right.
that was their little conversation that they had with that. So and then she just waxed him in chess. Like
Just
fucking
like beats his ass.
whipped his ass in chess. And he got drunk pretty quick too.
Yeah, right. Like just
I
one
thought
cup?
she spiked that shit. I was like, she spiked
No, well, that's probably a lot of the stuff that got cut. You know, it was probably
I also thought it was spiked.
one glass. You know,
Like that would have been a moment to pour the potion in and be like, oh, here you go. Yeah.
Yeah, that could have been a nice little twist. It's just like, yeah, we did play chess last night. Like, and just like, oh, well, I spiked that shit all along. It's already in you.
Yeah, it's
All
already
you
stuck
need is
in you.
another hit of this.
Like if it's like, oh, you gave him the
in
potion, now there's 2 hides.
Right.
Oh.
And it's just like, all you have to do is smoke this to get it out. And then boom.
Then that's when like the whole fucking you were like,
Yeah.
whoa,
Yeah.
what the
And
fuck?
then she comes up too. And now you have 2 hides, but then,
And then
Creepy power couple.
And then they fuck. Because I was
they fuck, and then they got baby hides,
the
right?
chess match
Listen, would you want that
was
scene?
getting fucking weird.
No, absolutely not.
Because I don't want
No,
that scene.
It
'cause-
was already cringy when they were playing chess.
He's
Yeah,
got a
really weird.
penis, so it's still a dude. Like
Yeah,
Eddie Izzard
yeah.
is a guy.
Doesn't matter. Do you or do you not want that scene?
No,
I don't. The answer is no.
Then we don't need it.
we don't.
Yeah, no.
we don't need that scene.
We don't need any of that.
They cut
I
that
don't like
scene.
that you put that thought in my head.
They did.
I'm
cut,
sorry.
That that scene is on the cutting room floor. They did that.
And it should stay there.
Because he was
Good.
It
he
should
was
stay like
pretty
that.
drunk. That man stood up and almost fell over the fucking chair that he was sitting on, by the way.
I do like that after he drank half of that glass, he's like leaning back in the chair, and when he gets up, he like drags himself up.
Yeah, he's
and I'm
feeling
like,
it pretty
yeah,
hard.
I resonate with that. After 3 glasses, that's what I do.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know
let's
about
talk.
half, but
Yeah, because after
Knight to
one
Rook
drink, there's like, I
Bishop.
think we need to get another bottle.
Okay.
yeah, he just walked on over to the pub and was like, "I'll take another bottle." What was it? It was $2,000 a day per diem that would get restocked every day
Yes.
Yeah, for
for
supplies.
any miscellaneous expenses.
Mhm.
Alcohol is miscellaneous.
Bro, I'm in.
That sounds like a great
I'll fucking
deal.
drag
Get
this
yourself
shit
some
out.
chicken wings while you're at the pub, bro.
Great. That's a
I will
great
drag that
deal.
shit out. Listen.
I can make 2,000 last for a week. That's fine.
I think it's a great
For a
deal.
week, it gets restocked daily.
Daily.
Yeah.
That's shit.
Well, she is a
I'm gonna be
a
wasted the
billionaire.
entire time.
She said,
I do
straight
have
out, I'm a billionaire.
another question. Did we see Nina take medicine at all?
No.
No, just the marijuana cigarettes.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. Just a
So
second.
Hyde
what were
cigarettes.
the true medicines?
It was the hide. She
It
got.
was the hide.
She got a little hide.
She got a little. Maybe I just get a little high.
I'm just gonna.
Do you
get
think there's a
little hide over
strain
here.
called Jekyll and Hyde?
Ooh,
I'm pretty sure. Let me hold on.
there's very.
Please.
That's very possible.
Please hold.
I want there to be. Just tell me there's one called Hyde.
Yeah, that would be pretty smart actually to do that. But you're already a Jekyll, but you can have a Hyde. Like,
Exactly.
or you're like, so I'm gonna be fucked
You
up
can
when
be
I
a
have
Jekyll.
that. Yes.
So bring out your inner Hyde.
It'll bring out your inner Hyde. Ooh, we need a sponsor.
Yeah.
We need to get a
We
marijuana
need
sponsor.
a sponsor.
We gotta get
Listen,
a
go to your
Miss
nearest
Hyde.
dispensaries and start asking
Wait,
them
you
for the
found one?
Hyde strain.
Yep, there is
Is
one called Crazy Miss Hyde.
Very nice.
I'm about it.
Crazy Miss Hyde is surprisingly balanced hybrid, giving her name. She is a lively combination of uplifting, sativa dominant, with the powerhouse of indica. Okay, so
You
it's
know?
balanced, but so why are you calling it Crazy Miss Hyde then?
Then if it's a
supposed to be like
Hyde, it should be.
gas.
If it's a Hyde, it should be a sativa at least.
Yeah,
It should be
I mean,
like,
she really
yeah,
didn't
let's
seem all
go.
that crazy till the end, so
And that wasn't even crazy. All right, I'm not gonna lie. I did
That
love
was
the part.
tamed craze.
I did love the part when they were walking, and she goes, "Watch out for all the dead people."
I wrote
that was
that
a good
down.
line.
I
When
liked
she says,
it.
"Watch out for all the dead people," I was
That's it.
like, I wrote that in there 100%. I love that.
Like, watch
I'm
out
telling
for
you,
all
there
the
was
dead
some, like-
people. That's ad lib. That had to be ad lib.
Yeah,
I
that
hope it's
one
ad-libbed. That was good.
right on schedule.
Schedule.
No, I like
Right
to
on
think that was from
schedule.
the script.
Because
Yeah, maybe.
I feel Eddie Izzard would definitely, like, as he's walking and just going, watch out for all the dead people.
dead people.
You're like,
Yes.
yeah, cool. Watch out for all those dead people. How many were there? How many robbers were there? There was Maeve, the brother, and wasn't there another guy?
I think there was.
It was
only
the
two.
ex and the brother.
Yeah, yeah,
The guy that jumped him was different,
Oh,
yeah. There was three when they got.
but there
jumped,
were
when he got
two
jumped.
robbers.
Okay,
Right.
so
There-
it was
and it was-
so it
one
was
of them was
Maeve,
Maeve.
and it was his brother doing the robbery.
Yeah.
And then when he got jumped, it was two
It
other
was three
guys
people.
and Maeve.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Why didn't they just stick to the two other guys? They would have at least.
Yeah, I don't get that.
Why
either.
did you just go
You
there
know
with a
what it
fucking
is.
crew? More for
Well,
Eddie
again,
Izzard
when
to
he
kill.
asked in the pub, he was like, "Oh, you're trying to do the robbery with these guys," and
Yeah.
she's like, "No, I'm working with a real professional,
That was the brother,
the brother."
right? But those two guys went and beat the shit out of him. So they would have been They could have been the Stooges.
They're just the grunts. They don't do any
Yeah, they're
robberies.
the muscle. They're the muscle.
Yes, but they could have got some good death scenes then. Like, we could have had Eddie
Oh,
Izzard do some
100%.
shit. Like, I would have liked, like, one of the guys walk into one of the rooms. She takes a drag from the cigarette. It lights up green and then takes the fucking shit off and just stabs him in the eye or something. Like, yes, that's Hyde right there.
right.
I'll do you
right.
one better. Instead of having all the kills at the end, have the two guys that jumped him, Maeve excluded, the two guys that jumped him dead in the house somewhere. And as he's, trying to figure out secrets, the dead bodies start coming up.
That would have been cool.
He
That would've
finds
been
the two
cool.
dead bodies of the guys that jumped him
Mm-hmm.
the
Or-
very next night, where he's like, "Oh yeah, I
And she's
got jumped
protecting
and I
him.
ran from the police." And it's like, "Well,
Yeah.
I sewed you up. Do you know what happened?" It's like, "No." It's like, "Cool." Then he won't know that there's two dead bodies
Right, then we're
Right,
good. We're
but-
that
safe.
followed him home.
I love that, but I'll do you one better, right? So after he gets jumped, right, and you know how she's like, oh, like they said that they found somebody like circling around, bleeding and everything else. Do you remember that? They can show that scene when like he starts to get up and she's like, oh, go after him or something, and then he's like struggling or whatever, and Hyde's like saving him, and
Yeah.
then we see two death scenes with those guys, and then you see him wake up in the same thing and just be like, oh, they said that they found you bleeding. Like,
Beautiful.
you don't remember that? That would have been amazing.
Yeah, it
You
would
know,
have
we
been
get two more on-screen kills that can happen really fast, and we get to see like the quickness and the strength of Hyde.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, not so
wanna
much quickness, but strength.
well,
A lot of
yeah,
strength.
well,
not enough quickness.
Lot of
Unfortunately,
strength, not a
we
lot
don't
of
know how it
quickness.
works, but no quickness.
The leg wasn't working that well.
Yeah.
Well,
It's a
you
broken
know what
body.
the broken body. But yeah, we could have at least seen like that cane to the head or something.
I'd have taken that.
Yeah.
Would
Oh,
have
that
been
would be
dope.
great.
Like, you
Taking
know, because
the
it's a
cane
dagger,
knife just,
but instead of
just
the
to
cane
show
knife,
that Hyde already knows the plan.
right,
Mm-hmm.
just instead
Takes
of
the
the
fucking
cane knife,
cane and stabs him in the head.
I'd go right in the eye. Bang.
Right in the
Just like
eye.
right in the
Ooh.
temple.
Let's go.
right?
Giving Eddie Izzard a lot of credit right now.
Yeah, exactly. But that
Listen.
didn't happen. So
No.
If it's in the
for
unfortunately,
that
it didn't happen.
reason,
She'll do what's in the script, and if it's
Oh.
written, she'll probably act it out.
I'm just saying this
Probably.
because like it was not as bad as I thought it was gonna be,
Yeah.
and like it has potential to be better.
It's like what Tommy said. It's not a train wreck. I think it's more of like a beautiful car fire.
Yeah.
Like the
You
car
gotta
is on
stop and
fire,
watch.
but like it's like a cool winter night. So it's like it's keeping everybody warm and they're all gathered around to watch it. And everybody that was in the car made it out alive.
I was gonna
So
say,
it's still
nobody
a
dies.
Spectacle.
Yeah, nobody
Yeah.
dies
No,
from that car crash.
Yeah,
Nobody died in
the
the car crash. They all got out, but it's still a spectacle of like everybody watching this car like get demolished.
It's almost like a cool walk away explosion.
Ah, very
Like,
nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it.
You turn it on, and then you're just like cool slow motion turn around, and then you're just walking away, and then everything's still getting blown the fuck up.
Yeah. It's absolute chaos behind you, but main character's still
But
walking.
it's kind of cool. Like,
Yeah. You're like, all right.
Well, let's
I'm not mad at it.
Let's talk about the direction. Let's talk about behind the camera real quick. So this movie was directed by Joe Stevenson. Now we're not going to know who Joe Stevenson is, but would you say Mr. Stevenson was good behind the camera, Sabrina? The shots, did you enjoy the cinematography?
There was certain shots that I gave major props to, and then there were other scenes I was like, you definitely made a choice.
Yeah.
When the jump scares, you definitely made a choice. Those sure were angles that were supposed to make me feel suspense, but I didn't.
Lunch.
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly. And then it was more so the death scenes. When things really started to heat up and it was all coming to the resolution, those shots were great.
Mm-hmm.
I love the fact that they didn't focus. They weren't trying to be like, oh, look at this dead body for longer than you have to. It was like, nope, you absolutely know they're dead. They're on the floor. You pan back on the floor. They're still there. Carry on.
Yeah, we can move on from here.
I thought it was well done. But there were definitely the jump scare shots that was like, all right, it was a choice.
I think those scenes were more, they probably sat there and they were like, yo, there's no jump scares in this movie, right? Remember, it's a Jekyll movie. It's got to have some jump scares. And the director's probably like, there's no place to put them. Like,
yeah.
All right, this will reshoot. Just tell Eddie to look at the camera real quick. And then, boom.
We'll put loud music.
And how did she not see him by the staircase? I'm sorry. That was not a good hiding spot.
I think the reason she stopped on the staircase,
she knew he was there.
And we get that shot of zooming out is he thinks, oh my God, I'm in the clear. I think it's to tell us as the viewer of she knows.
Yeah, she knows he's there.
It was
She
Hyde.
knows she's letting
Hyde.
it go.
It was Hyde. Yeah. It was Hyde.
Yeah.
But
so Hyde 100% knows.
And it's not a good hiding spot, first off. There was nowhere to cover yourself.
The fact that he's like, oh, I'm concealed.
He was like, I'm
no,
Spider-Man.
Dude, you're not.
Just like, bro, like those
You're
stairs
like
are
Kronk
high
in
enough for her to
Emperor's New
see you
Groove
in
backed
her
against
peripheral.
the wall.
I know, right? All she had to do was this, and now I'm like, hey,
is that Rob? Is that you,
Robert? What are you doing there, Robert?
It's not a wall
Robert,
going up the stairs. It's like little spaces where the rods are on the handrail. You can see the top of his head right there. You could just reach down and like tussle his hair.
It's like Robbie. Want to play?
Good night, Robert.
That would have been so funny if, like, as she's going up, that when she does the stop, because she doesn't look, she keeps looking forward, and then just go, good night, Robert, and then keep walking, and then you hear, night.
Yeah, or
she
she
moving.
keeps going up the stairs after stopping, and then hits that line, and then you like,
good night, Robert. Boom. That's, you would have got a jump scare.
Like even if he doesn't respond, just having her stop on the stairs and then just like whisper, good night, Robert.
Oh,
and then like carry on up the stairs.
And just keep
it would have
going.
given a little bit more suspense than what they were trying to do with the jump scare.
That whole I'm always watching you kind of like vibe where it's like, oh, you thought you were slick. I knew you were there the whole fucking time.
Or like, you can't ever hide from me.
No.
Get it? You said hide. You said hide.
Yeah.
You did.
You can't ever
hide.
hide from me.
You cannot hide.
We will get a
from-
little hide.
You cannot get you.
Just a little hide.
Just gonna get a little hide with these cigarettes.
We're just gonna get a little.
They turn green.
I'll tell you one thing though. I feel like the direction, like as far as just the filming aspect of the movie and how like it was shot, I feel like it was a lot of close-ups, right? To like show emotions just like facial wise instead of like elongated like shots or wider shots. And I feel like that's just they're trying to convey like emotions and like direction through like their mannerisms instead of like painting a full picture with the scenery as well too. And I feel like they kind of missed the mark a little bit just because like with that incredible mansion and with Hyde being in there and them knowing that house inside and out. I quite remember like there's different chambers. We didn't really get to see any kind of like thing with like a lab or anything. And I feel like that kind of hurt the story a little bit as far as the transformation. I know it's trying to be like a little modern and like it was her uncle or whatever that started everything, but with all of this time, grandfather.
Grandfather.
No,
I mean,
thought it
he
was
still
uncle.
has to. He still has to make something. I thought she said uncle.
Yeah, I think it was uncle.
Then I thought she said that's my grandpa or my grandfather.
No, that was my uncle.
The picture when she shows the picture.
Yeah.
Dr. Hyde. Yeah. Actual. I mean, Jekyll. Dr. Jekyll.
The actual Dr. Jekyll. Jonathan. Yeah,
Yes.
Jonathan Hyde played that character.
Yeah.
That was the uncle. I thought that was the
Jonathan Hyde
grandfather.
Yes, that was the uncle.
Dr.
Because
That was the
I
uncle.
feel
Okay,
like
gotcha.
he even
Yeah.
knows he was like, you're such a nice niece or something along those
Mm-hmm.
lines. Like, and it was definitely niece or anything. It was her
Yeah.
uncle.
It was the uncle. I thought it was the grandfather.
Yes.
but okay.
But
I
like
mean,
they,
even still, it's exactly what you said, Matt. He still would have had to invent something because she said this is where he
Right.
started his research.
started
not
his
like,
research.
all right.
Right.
So he started it.
How
but
did he do it?
Clearly, there's an end
How-
result that he
right.
made something. So how did that get made?
He made a funny
I feel
cigarette.
like we needed more of Rob.
A
Yeah,
funny cigarette.
we needed more of Rob kind of like exploring the house because he was kind of like the caretaker of everything day to day. So like he had to have like walk around the house, get to be familiar with it. He was like trimming bushes at one point too. Like you found a necklace that never even came to fruition on who it was for. Like you get me? Like so there was so much more stuff that like you could have explored in the house to further along the story that you just didn't do.
I think
Or
that was
maybe it was left on the cutting room floor.
that was the perfect moment, and I agree. They could have explored this house a little more because it was big. And
Oh, yeah.
when he had to like go and check the batteries for like the motion sensors and then disarm them and stuff, would have been a perfect opportunity to explore the house.
Right. So it could be easy as like
Said it was
there's
23.
24 alarms. Yeah, there was 24 alarms that I only counted 23. Where's the other one? You know what I mean? And you're searching for it. And that other one is a secret room where all the research. And that's would have been the perfect time when he was snooping around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
I mean, he did find a secret room. He just couldn't access it for anything.
But she wanted her
Right.
lunch. She was like lunch.
Yeah, that was the jump scare of lunch.
yeah, that was. That was.
But she does not
But
like
you need
eggs,
more
by
of
the
it.
way. No eggs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like,
no,
okay, you found a secret room, but like
You're not
there could have
intrigued
been more
now?
build up to the secret room because
Right.
it's like, all right, we saw you walk into a room, then we watched you walk up the stairs, and now you're already at the secret room. It's like, show me more of the house.
Mhm.
Show me that secret room is more of a secret, like behind something versus like it's just in the hallway. It's just locked
Right.
by like 6 locks.
Mhm.
It's not really a secret. It's just like a locked room.
And the secret was garbage because when we finally get the secret,
Yeah.
it was just her room.
Yeah.
It was just
You
Ra-
never asked me about my family.
you know, Rachel's
Right,
fucking
bitch, because
spot.
I'm not getting paid to.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm
for
not
real.
even-
meds.
Like, I don't give a shit. Yeah, take your meds, you fucking
fucking
fuck
therapist.
face. Like, why you look like that?
Yeah, right.
Take your
Stop.
meds.
I mean,
Also-
take your fucking meds, all right?
I just want to know, because as someone that worked in corrections, when he says, hey, I was an inmate and I took care of old people.
Mhm.
I'm like, bitch, where? When you were incarcerated? Was it your cellmate that couldn't get up out of bed?
That's-
Like, what? I'm not letting you out of jail to go work and help old people.
You go
That's
help
not
some
part of
old
a
people.
program we have.
Go help some old
Like-
people.
Yeah, word.
So where did that come into play? Because when she's like, oh, you have experience taking care of the elderly, where'd you get that from? And he goes, oh, prison.
Prison.
I'm like, what type of fucking prison were you in that they let you around the elderly to care for them with their drugs?
You don't
Yeah, it makes no
know.
sense.
That's not happening.
You don't know how it is in England. It could be totally different. Like they're like
It
Yeah,
could be.
they're
It
like
could
you
be.
can go have tea and crumpets with grandma today. You know, just don't take her pills. Okay, I promise.
Only if you promise not to take Grandmama's Vicodin.
Yeah,
We
right.
let you
We're
out
on
to
the trust
serve
system.
her
I
breakfast.
had the funny cigarette though. That was fun.
Yeah,
And now
Grandma's
I'm
got a
choking
lot of
you.
funny cigarettes. It's okay.
I really liked the whole cigarette lighting up green. It was a really good take. It was different instead of drinking a potion. Like,
Yeah.
yep, I was cool with that because like I said, when she
It's
first
fitting
did it,
for
I
the
was like,
character.
yep, that works, that makes sense. Eddie Izzard is doing it the right way. Look, he looks like a lizard sometimes. Not gonna lie, in this movie,
He
she
does look
came
like a
off a
lizard.
little bit too
You
much
know,
like a
come on,
lizard.
If anybody owns a lizard, please name it Eddie.
Oh,
And plenty of people out there, I'm sure, have done this too.
100%.
But yeah, no, it fit the character of Jekyll. It fit the character of Hyde to be able to smoke that type of cigarette, even though it was like just a rolled cigarette. But the perfect case, the way he clips it when it comes open, very elegant.
Yeah.
You know, the way it was
The way he
lit.
taps it on the case.
Yeah, the way it was fucking lit too. Like it was just very the elegant.
The
lit.
beautiful lighter.
Yeah, you always got to have a sexy lighter, and the only thing sexy in this movie was indeed the lighter. Because it's definitely not Eddie Izzard. Because wow,
No, definitely not.
because the guy Rob gave me a vibe like I said, when they were playing chess. Like I know he was a little intoxicated very quickly, but he was just kind of like, so you want to play again? I'm thinking like,
Yeah, right?
I'm
It's
thinking
like,
like,
what?
whoa, we're not going to end up in bed together, are we? Because
After that
that's
scene,
gross.
I legit wrote in my notes, is Nina trying to seduce Rob?
Yes,
And I'm like,
No, Hyde
is
was.
this the end goal?
but that was Hyde
Right, but I didn't know the name for,
at that point. That
they
was-
call her Rachel.
That was Rachel.
I didn't know her name yet, so I just put Nina in quotes. So, because I know it's not Nina, but it's Nina,
Rachel
other-
Hyde.
the other Nina.
Now, here's
Yeah,
another
but I'm just
funny,
like, what?
another funny scene. So, all right, we know that Eddie Izzard, as we said, is gender fluid. So he plays Nina and also Rachel. Now, when they had the child scene of her, did
Yeah.
anybody else think it was going to be a boy?
Yeah. No, I thought it
Because
was.
I thought it was
I
going
thought
to
it
be a
would be.
boy. Like, and then you would be like,
But
it's
it was
fitting
a
the whole
straight girl.
Eddie Izzard type of the character
Mm-hmm.
of who Eddie Izzard is. So when it was a girl, I was like, really? You know, like,
I
really?
also
Yeah,
thought
it
it was
was-
going
it
to
was
be a boy
odd.
based off of the news clippings that we saw in the beginning
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
that said transgender CEO.
Mm-hmm.
Did y'all catch that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, all right,
So they're making
people
clear it was a
in
transition.
The movie at that time might have thought like little unorthodox
Yeah.
and, already kind of taboo mixed
Mhm.
with more taboo
Mhm.
stuff with the company. And now I'm just like, what?
Yeah.
I feel like that wasn't necessary. Like, just
So girl
take
the
that
whole
out.
time. Based on
Yeah,
what
it
you're
was very-
telling me,
it
it's
was
girl
very
the whole
weird.
time.
Based on that flashback, there was no transition. It's
And then
just
please explain to me why,
lady.
as a child, it was a female, but as it got older, more man.
Yeah. But maybe because of the Hyde thing. Like,
Or Eddie
'cause
Izzard.
Hyde was. Yeah. Hyde is like a guy. So, like, the transition happened when they got the spirit. Like,
I'd
you
like
know?
to see when the transition happened to Nina.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like,
we never got to
We
see
need
that.
the backstory.
I'd like that
Nina
backstory.
was the girl.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then like when Hyde got into her, that was the guy in her. And then she still kind of wants to be a girl because it's Nina. Like, you know.
But then why name yourself
Hyde's like,
Rachel?
Yeah, I don't fucking know, bro. I don't.
I'm now calling it an apparition because I guess it jumps from thing to thing. So maybe
It's
it
a
jumped from
fucking
her
spirit.
uncle to
To
her.
her. But she'd have to take a hit of the funny cigarette.
She did. You see in the flashback when he was like lying in the bed dead and she picks up
Mhm.
the case of cigarettes?
Yep.
That's
she's
right.
fucking-
Yes, that's
So
right.
You were
transition
zoning.
from
You were
her-
zoning out a little bit in this movie, huh, Tommy?
A little bit, yeah.
He also smoked the funny
A
cigarettes.
little bit.
Just like your boy. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, your girl. Oh, your
But
girl.
it's like
Yeah.
the uncle was dying, she takes the cigarettes, then it's her. And now
Yeah.
it's Rob. So I don't know. I'm now calling it an apparition.
It is
instead
an
of,
apparition because how do you create a spirit that jumps from body to body? Like it
No
doesn't
clue.
make any sense. It's
Mm-mm.
That's
nothing
why I want to
scientific
know
about it.
exactly what you said of like how is that made? Like where's the
Right.
lab to
Mhm.
make an apparition?
Like, where is it? Like, it was something as easy as you snoop around a little bit more, and then there's like a video with trials, and you see the first transformation or something. Like,
Yeah.
Sure.
give me that shit. You know
Sure.
what? Budget, I get it, but like, you can kind of do stuff off screen, like.
I love the
The same way you were
transitions
doing
that we
black and
saw with
white
the
tra-
uncle and Rob though.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like the transition, the transitions from like the flashbacks, they're black and white.
Yeah.
Like, just do that.
I wonder if we could. I'm gonna go see if I could find the.
The extended version.
No.
Director's cut.
Oh, all right. Listen, if they ever made a director's cut, I'll totally watch it.
No, we're just gonna get 4 more new scenes, and they're not gonna be
But
relevant to the
I want to
story at
see
all.
what the budget of the film was.
Ah,
Fair.
yes, that's fair now.
Actually, you're right. I just found
because it doesn't play like a low budget film. Like it plays like they had a couple dollars.
it's mostly focused in the mansion, so I would say it's definitely low budget.
Well, I feel like I feel like because of like
Low budget does not mean no budget.
right. What I said earlier about the shots being very like focused on the characters, like in facials and like close-ups. That's also like kind of low budget because they're like, all right, we're in a backdrop kind of thing, or in one room or in a set. Like, let's zoom in on the facial expressions rather than the whole room because we showed the mansion, but we're not really in the mansion, you know?
Yeah, I'm not getting a
budget.
Yeah, I'm not getting a budget here. I can see the box office, what it made in the UK.
In the UK?
Yeah, it made 21,524, but I'm not getting
US dollars. Wow.
You know, the shot of the mansion was only in the beginning. We don't see the outside of the mansion like grounds wise.
No, we don't, because
like even when he's trimming the bush, you only see part of it. So I think it was literally just a shot they took, and then the rest was all
like green
inside.
screen and stage.
Yeah.
Let's see budget.
Let's see
well,
the
I mean,
budget
while
here.
we're looking for budget, this movie did not score well. I tell you that much.
Oh yeah, I was looking.
5 out of 10
I'm not surprised.
IMDb, and a 38% in Rotten Tomatoes. So
yeah,
you know, I'm sorry, Eddie, but I just am very confused on the whole, like, I created this apparition in a test tube in a lab, and now when you smoke it, you get them.
I go.
I feel like that's a movie within a movie. Like there's another movie there with that premise. That
There's
is not
definitely
a
another
Hyde
movie there. 1,000% there's another movie there.
Smoking an apparition.
Yeah.
There's another movie there.
We'll just call it Hyde, and it's the movie between. I don't know.
It could work. It could work.
Go team. Good job. That's a wrap. Another movie made.
Yeah, it's just
right here on Night School Horror.
Right here on Night School Horror. We create movies, man.
We do.
We create movies.
We do.
Now,
that could be very well.
Now, here's the thing. So we pretty much touched base on everything to do with this movie. We've hit every plot point, sort of. We got.
I would have liked to see
movie.
Sandra more fleshed out.
A little more Sandra.
Yeah.
Me too. I would have liked to see a little more Sandra.
Killing Sandra. Like, I want them to, like, at first, because like they developed like some tension between her and Rob. I kind of wanted to like get on the same page. At a minute, they was just like, oh, Sandra's not that bad of a person and dead.
Yes.
Well, because it seems like Sandra's been with Nina for a while. So for us to see like the butt end of that, I'm like, there is definitely more story there. And Sandra knew about Jekyll and Hyde.
Yes.
So again, there's more story there that I just needed and I didn't get.
For sure.
It'd be in the prequel.
No.
Yeah, it better be.
They better make a prequel with young Sandra.
Yeah.
And she deals with the issues and whatnot, and then she's the reason. Like it's interesting because why wouldn't Hyde want to take Sandra?
Right.
We don't know how long Sandra's been there. Yeah, she was fine. Why didn't she go after her?
Maybe because she wouldn't smoke the cigarette.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe it wasn't elegant enough for her.
Yeah.
She did have 5
I do have an
limbs.
honest question for you guys. If somebody just came up to you and said, "Hey, I've got a job for you. It's something to do with care." Would you take that job?
No.
Going in and them saying, "Oh, sign this NDA just for the interview"?
Nope.
No.
I'd be like, "What the fuck am I doing here?"
Because I don't
First of
want to
all,
be.
I'm not going.
Care.
Yeah.
So.
I'm not going if somebody says, "Hey,
not helping
it's a
anybody
job,"
care.
and you go, "What's the job? I need anything."
I don't think
like
I
if
could
you were
ever.
desperate, if you needed anything, just like take yourself out of the "I don't want to work and care." Like say you're exactly in Rob's shoes. You just need a job to last to go see your daughter.
Okay.
And somebody goes, "Hey man, something to do with care." It's like, I don't know enough information about that to think it's stable for me to go see my daughter.
I don't have. I'm not fucking certified in shit. Well, God forbid she fucking starts goes on cardiac arrest. I'm gonna kill her.
I got a job. It's something to do with care.
What do you do for a living? I do care. I care for people.
All right, but I
I'm in-
can't put
I'm in the
care on my
caring.
resume.
Into caring.
I'm into caring.
Call myself a Care Bear sometimes. You know, give
Yeah,
hugs.
I've been caring probably way too much since I was 3 years of
So I'm
age.
really good at it.
Plenty of experience.
Plenty of
Plenty of
experience.
Really good
caring.
at caring.
I got
care a
18
lot.
years experience in caring.
I'm a very good hugger. I have no problem lending and opening my arms to people.
People say when they're in my arms, they feel at home, and I like to bestow that joy on people.
You're fucking hired. Congratulations.
Hey, where
Are
did
you
you learn
smoking
that
a
from?
green cigarette?
Prison?
Are you-
That's a green You hit it too. Yeah, why don't you try? Fuck
Yeah,
yeah.
Are you smoking green cigarettes too?
That
yeah.
is
Oh,
a
you smoke green
quick
cigarettes?
movie.
Where'd you learn that from? Prison.
You hired me,
Prison,
son of a
yeah,
bitch.
prison. See, it would have been
Prison.
better if he was like a pothead and then sees Eddie Izzard smoke the green cigarette and goes, "You smoke pot? You should try this." And bam, movie ends in like 15 minutes.
Movie ends. Yeah.
Sir, you just gave another plot to like one of the scary movies. Like say
Yeah.
Scary Movie 13.
Yeah.
It's
Mhm.
just this, but with stoners.
Stoner.
Yep. And you bring back Marlon Wayans if they want.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Perfectly
Smokey.
fine. Shorty.
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 Bring back Shorty.
Smokey.
Shorty.
He said
Smokey.
Smokey.
No, that wasn't.
Smokey. No, yeah, the
Smokey's from Friday. That's different.
yeah, Smokey's from Friday. No, but yeah, again, weirdly enough, thought this movie was gonna be a train wreck, and is this now here? Would I watch it again? No, I wouldn't watch this
Absolutely
again.
not. No.
But if somebody told me, like, hey, I saw Eddie Izzard's in a new movie, and it's coming out March 11th, and it's Dr. Jekyll, so it's Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, is it something I should watch? I'd probably tell them no, but I would be like, if you got like a good hour and 25 minutes and you just need something to watch, maybe smoke a little bit, drink a little bit, go for it. You may be surprised.
Again,
No, I wouldn't do that to anyone. I wouldn't do that to anyone.
No, it's
I have- I
would,
the
though.
movie's not that bad.
No,
I
yeah,
100% would, but it's not bad enough for me to tell people that they have to watch it.
Mhm.
yeah.
know what I mean?
I'm in that gray area that
It's
like
just
I
good
would.
enough that I'm like,
You don't have to watch it, but if you
if
want
you're
to watch
slightly
it,
interested in it,
then
I
watch
would
it.
say yes.
yeah,
So what about if you're like a real big Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde
then
fan?
yes, then
Should
I would
you
definitely
watch this
yes.
movie?
If you're into
Yeah.
Dr. Jekyll,
Yeah.
Mr. Hyde,
Yeah.
you should have seen it already.
I feel like
You probably know about it before we did.
Mhm.
That's true. That's true. I feel like I would recommend. Maybe I would. No, all right. Yeah, it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
It's not.
Because I was
It's
gonna say
not
I
that
would recommend
bad.
Dr. Jekyll and Miss Hyde.
Oh, I
Mrs.
remember
Hyde.
that one.
That comedy, like
Yeah.
weird
Yeah, that was
horror one.
It wasn't
It was
horror.
funny.
It was just because Sean Young's in it, and it's just
It was
it's-
funny as fuck.
it was
More comedy.
it was weird though. Like
It was
when
weird.
he would transform into her, he would like catch an orgasm.
Yeah.
That's
It
it.
was
You're
weird.
like,
It was
whoa, like
I swear to God, like Sabrina, when we're off of recording, I want you to like just Google, like YouTube it, like the scene of transformation of Dr. Jekyll and
I
Mrs. Hyde.
probably will, but it will not be as good as what you just did for me.
Thank you. You're welcome, everyone. By the way,
Like I
swear to
need that
God, I
as my
don't orgasm
ringtone.
like that. So
I think in that movie they just picked the wrong woman because they picked Sean Young and she's just
Yeah.
she's not attractive, so it didn't work. Like if it was like Gina
kind of
Davis,
looking like a man too.
she did look like a man. She is Ray Finkel. If we don't forget
Yeah.
that is Ray
No,
Finkel.
yeah, she is.
But if it was like
Einhorn.
Gina Davis or something at that time, when Gina Davis was she was really pretty. So that would have worked, or like a Susan Sarandon or something.
Yes.
Now they
Yes.
wouldn't fucking sign up for that film because what the fuck, I'm not doing this shit. But
yeah, it's just like it's a little weird, guys.
Sean
A
Young
little
was like,
weird.
well, I just played Ray Finkel, so it's okay, I could do this.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So that fit. But yeah, you should definitely see like at least the trailer or something. The transformation scene, it's just weird. But when the tits pop up, you're sitting there like, whoa. Especially as
Yeah.
a kid, you're like, whoa, boobs.
Yeah. It's
And
like,
then,
oh
like,
my
the-
God, those are boobs.
The ass pokes out.
You don't
like,
care what
it's-
face is
It's
attached to
fucking
it.
weird.
You're
You're
like,
just
hold
like,
up.
whoa, boobs, butt, and Sean Young. Ah, Ray Finkel.
Oh, Pinkle's Einhorn.
There's Ray Finkel and there's Eddie Izzard. Like, which one are you picking?
I'll Ray.
I'm going with Ray
for the
Finkel.
hang?
I'm going with Ray Finkel. I'm going with
Ray Finkel.
I got him. Did you see Eddie Izzard in the movie? No, thank you.
Eddie Izzard.
I don't know. I would go drink with Eddie.
I would have a drink.
We're
with
not
him.
talking
I'd have
about
a drink
drinking
with
with Eddie, though. We're not
We're
saying
talking
have a
about
drink with the
drinking
guy.
with
I would have a drink with Eddie Izzard, but
I would definitely have a drink with Eddie Izzard.
you're not doing anything
in
else
this
with
movie?
Eddie Izzard.
No, I'm not playing chess either.
I'm not playing
You
chess
don't
with
want
Eddie
to play some weird sexual tension chess?
I don't even like their chessboard. I hated that chessboard. I hated the pieces. I
No,
was
that
like, how
chessboard
the
was
fuck
kinda-
did I
I
know
like
which
the
one was which?
Yeah, no, that's true.
She
They
said
just had
black or
different-
white. He got to pick.
No, I
Well,
understand
first of all,
that,
That's racist.
but well, that is the color of
How do you know?
chess.
Oh yeah, I know.
But when you look at it, like the pieces were all pretty much the same. They were just different heights.
The thing that I was confused at when he said black or white and gestures to the board, I'm like, that looks silver to me.
It did, right? It
No,
did look
but-
silver.
It's like
It did
silver
look
metal
silver. It
pieces
was
and black
silver
metal
and
pieces.
black,
I'm like,
yeah.
I am confusion.
You're like, is that the
but also,
fireplace?
He was already sitting. He was already sitting down with the black pieces. You can't just get up.
Yeah, right. Oh, you want to switch?
No, but I
Turn
really
the
wanted
board.
him to say, I want the white pieces. And they just fucking spin the board to where all the
Yeah,
pieces
yeah.
fall.
That'd been great.
Just like, fine, you fucked it up.
Like, you fucked everything. Have some of my smoke. You should try some green cigarettes. Okay.
You know, that probably would have been the best time to get him to smoke it.
I'm telling you, just get him a little
Like,
high.
he's already drinking, so then you just go, just lit it up. You want?
but then we
you
wouldn't
want a
have
toke?
kills.
Yeah, we wouldn't have got the
killed.
movie. That would have been the end of the movie right there.
The robbers are still coming.
Yeah, the next day.
So the robbers are still getting
It would've
killed
just been
tomorrow
hide
just
and
by
hide.
Rob instead of, Nina.
It's like Bonnie and Clyde. It's
Rachel.
hide and hide. There we go.
So they show up and they're just like, Rob, where's the fucking safe? And he goes, under the floor. And
I
he
am the
fucking snaps
safe.
her neck while she's down there.
That'd be great.
Mhm.
They team up like a tag
The
team
kills
together.
still happen, just in a different way.
That'd be
In
pretty
just
awesome.
a different way we got there.
Rob,
Yeah.
where's the safe? I am the safe. Oh, what?
I am the safe.
Now that's
The
a
safe.
fucking line
And
for a
I'm
movie.
always secured.
And I'm always
Listen, if somebody
secured.
said I am the safe in a robbery movie, I need everyone to see that movie.
Yeah.
That is a me type
It
of
would-
movie.
It would automatically get like 5 stars from me.
Yeah,
Oh,
I am.
100%.
I am the safe. I like it.
Where's the safe? I am the safe.
Like,
So yeah, man, I don't know. So I guess I will. I guess if there was nothing else to watch and you're asking me like, hey, you like Jekyll and Hyde? I mean, yeah. So you want to take on like a weird trip? Yeah, I guess. All right. Well,
check it out.
go smoke the green cigarette and then sit yourself down and watch Eddie Izzard
Eddie Izzard.
do weird shit
And wear dresses
And-
and moo-moos.
and ultimately suck his spirit into a boy.
I'm sorry. The way you phrased that,
Suck
know.
his spirit into a boy.
you said suck
He
his
was a man.
spirit into a boy.
He was a man.
He was a man. He
He's
had a
also not
beard.
sucking his spirit.
He
The
did have
other
a
guy
beard.
is taking his spirit.
That's great.
Eddie's not sucking Eddie's spirit.
Eddie didn't suck
He's
suck
sucking down some
anything.
green. He's sucking down some green cigarettes.
He's all right. He
And
sucked
saying
down a green
he's sucking
cigarette,
down green cigarettes.
ate some cornflakes, and didn't like his
Forcing
eggs.
other people to suck
Yeah,
cigarettes. eh?
we were talking about cinematography earlier, and I'm sorry, I did not like the close up of vomiting cornflakes.
Oh, that was nasty.
Can you not?
It was pretty gross. I didn't
Can
like
you-
that
No,
part
no.
either.
That was the same thing that they used as brains.
Probably, yeah.
It's just the mushed up cornflakes.
Just
I
messed
didn't
up
like that.
cornflakes,
They were like,
just
hey,
dye
that
it
one
red.
box of cornflakes, we're gonna need that for the whole movie.
That a way to save the budget. We're
It was
putting
only
you in the credits as
$2.99.
executive producer.
Did you see
Yeah,
that shit
dog,
was
there was
two,
only half a box there.
that
That's
shit
what they
was
fed the cast and crew,
$2.99.
too.
It was $2.99. That was pretty cheap for a fucking box
It
of
was
cereal.
$2.99. Yeah.
And it was Kellogg. It was Kellogg.
It was
$2.99
Kellogg's.
Kellogg's.
Well, didn't Eddie Izzard say something like, something with Kellogg, like with the
Yeah, it was like nostalgia filled. Like,
Yeah, like
Yeah,
the
something
good-
about
the
like
good feeling of Mr.
consumerism
Kellogg.
Kellogg's. Yeah.
Yeah.
just like
the comforting nostalgia of Mr. Kellogg. or
Mr.
something.
Kellogg.
Yeah.
You're like, what? He's wearing
It's like, all right.
he was wearing dresses,
like-
moo-moos, like
I have a question.
I
though.
like that when he eats it and takes the beat and goes, sweet and nutty.
Crunchy,
Yeah.
crunchy and nutty.
Or crunchy and nutty.
Crunchy and
Hey.
nutty. Looking right at
That is
Rob
the
like,
title of the cereal.
I'm going to
Reminds
bite
me of
you.
Austin Powers of, it's a bit nutty.
It's a bit nutty.
Are you eating shit?
Basil, this coffee tastes like shit.
It is shit,
Austin.
It is
Austin.
Oh,
shit,
good. Then
Austin.
it's not just me.
It's a bit nutty. Ugh. Ugh. Like, oh, that's nasty.
I got a question though. How blasted did you think like Eddie Izzy was in this movie? Like how high do you think? he
Not
had to
at
be?
all.
Not at all.
Not at all.
No, nothing.
Not even a little.
Not even
Not
fucking
even a
close. That's all Eddie
You're
Izzard
right.
right there.
That's all Eddie.
That's
He's just
all
I
him
love the
right
way
there.
they wrote that character's dialogue, and Eddie did that so well. I was like, that dialogue belongs to you.
It does.
yeah.
It does. That was all Eddie
It's
Izzard
this
right there.
regal type of just like upper class
Mhm.
fuck yous.
Mm-hmm. That's how he
Yeah,
acts too.
definitely.
Like as a person, that's just how he is.
Yeah.
He's just like, he's an upper class type of. He's got a lot of fucking money, and he's
Yeah.
just and also being British and just coming out and just being like, go
It's
fuck
the regality
yourself.
about him, just that air around him
Mhm.
that's just like, you would expect him to talk that way.
Yeah,
And such as this character, you'd expect them to talk this way.
yeah, including
it
the
was
funny
well written.
cigarettes.
Yeah.
It was well
including the
written for
funny
him,
cigarettes.
1,000%. Like, hey, watch out for
Yeah.
the dead people.
I'm pretty sure
See.
they wrote this for him, and they were just like, yeah.
Good.
Wouldn't
We're
be
just gonna
surprised.
get
They should write another one for
Yeah.
him.
Yes.
He should play
you want a
Dracula
sequel?
next.
I wouldn't say
no.
write
No, Eddie
the
Izzard
same
plays
movie for
all the
him,
characters.
But write another movie for him
Mhm.
specifically with that type of character. Not the Jekyll Hyde character, but just
Right.
the regal, certain light-hearted, whimsical air about him.
I think this movie also, and we're getting close to the finale here, but I think if you take away the Jekyll and Hyde, concept of the movie, you still got a movie here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's what I was alluding to earlier. Like it's definitely like a movie that like deals with mental illness and stuff, and like you got someone who's like probably schizophrenic or something like that. You could have went down that line instead of like the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde thing,
Yeah.
and it would work. And honestly, I think the fact that it was called a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, like if you reworded a bunch of different things, it could be a pretty decent movie. Like, tell you the truth.
Yeah.
I like the thought of like exactly as you said, it's like a schizophrenia thing. But even if it's like you guys seen Split?
Mhm.
Yes.
Imagine a Split scenario where it's
Mhm.
one personality smokes and the other one doesn't. So you could always tell which personality it is
Yeah. That's
based on
that's
if
good.
they have a cigarette in their hand or something.
Right.
That's like, oh,
Right.
there's Rachel again.
One's
Mhm.
dangerous, one's not. And you can tell the dangerous one is the one that smokes.
Fucking
Mhm.
Rachel.
However way you want to put it. But I
Rachel
think-
wasn't
I think
dangerous to
it
him,
will
though.
be the same movie. No,
Like,
she wouldn't be because she wants his body
she needed the body.
You know,
So she was
for-
like, yeah.
for, possession purposes. not-
Possession and-
I mean, maybe for other things, but
She was touching
she just
his-
wants his body. Okay.
That's all she wanted. He wasn't
He's
even in good
sizing
shape.
up.
She wanted the body.
Yeah, she wasn't just like, you were in prime shape. She wasn't looking for like a
Mhm.
star athlete or something. She's
Mm-mm.
like, hey, you got a working leg? Boom.
Oh, you can run. That's cool.
Hey, you can walk?
You walk pretty
Mine.
fast there, buddy. You know what?
Hey, man, I watched you walk up and down those stairs looking at the sensors.
Hey, man.
I
That
like the way
you
your
use
legs
two
walk.
You did a good job
That
there.
way you use your two legs, homie.
Yeah.
You did a
I
really
see you
good
sitting
job.
in that chair with your two working legs.
Looks great. You look phenomenal. Thanks, Eddie. Oh, God.
Jeez.
All right. Well, we're coming to the end of class here, so as we always do for our movies, we're going to rate it, and then we're going to answer the question if we would survive this film. So we'll start with Florida's favorite creep, Sabrina. From 1 to 5, what would you give this movie?
I would give it a solid 2.
A solid 2? Okay, that's fair.
Solid 2.
I like that. And would you survive this film if you were Rob?
Yeah. Because I'm sorry, I'm not smoking the weird cigarette.
Mm-mm.
The entire movie could happen to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, man. I just watched you kill my brother and also my ex, and there's a slim chance that my daughter's going to live or die with or without your money. I'm not smoking the weird cigarette.
Yeah, it's pretty fair.
I'm just going to walk away from it, whether I get thrown back in prison or not. Apparently, I already know how to live that life.
Yeah.
Eh. Just eh. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm living through it.
Okay. Surviving. Mr. Malave, what do we got?
All right. As far as the movie, I gotta give it. I want to say it was just tough. Maybe like a 3. I'll give it a little bit higher than Sabrina. I give it 3, just because of the premise that like it could have been a cool like schizophrenic movie, and like I feel like Doctor Jekyll and having it be a Doctor Jekyll Mr. Hyde movie kind of hurt the lore of the movie. But other than that, it could have been something there. You know what I mean? As far as me surviving this movie, I'm with Sabrina on it too, because like I'm not smoking that cigarette. The first thing I'd say is like I got mine. Like I'm good.
I'm good.
Yeah.
And then
Smoke
if I'm
your
on that ledge, I'm so furious right now that my brother's dead, and like thank you for killing that bitch. But like I'm on the ledge right now. You can't hurt me. Like
Facts.
and you can't make me do anything from this way. Like you get me? I'm chilling here until this bitch goes away. And then I'll find my way into the house and out of there.
Yeah.
But I'm not smoking this fucking cigarette. Like, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'll definitely survive without getting fucking like hypnotized or fucking possessed with Hyde. So yeah.
Yeah. I would definitely give it a 2. Definitely a 2 stars. And I agree. Actually, I agree. I would survive as well.
Is it like 3 out of 5? Like what are we doing? 10? Like I thought it was 10. Like, but if it's 5 stars.
It's out of 5.
All
Yeah.
right, so 5 stars, I'm doing 2.
So you're giving it 2. So we're all giving it a 2 around then in that case.
Is that change you were talking about earlier?
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
There it is. But I agree. I think I would survive as well, because not only does it have to do like with smoking the cigarette, you're already outside, so you're chilling right now. And the biggest threat was, I'll just call the police. Okay, go ahead and call the police. Your fingerprints are on everything. Remember, I had white gloves on, so right now I'm chilling. I'm good right now. And the blood is all over you, bitch, just so you know.
Yep,
Right.
idiot.
And
Not on him.
exactly. And the other thing was, Hyde gave the whole plan away before the cigarette was smoked. It wasn't like, would you like a drag or something like this, where she can trick him, and then like as he's like starting to like feel weird is when the plan then gets told, like, oh yeah, by the way, like literally you've told me everything you're looking to do. It was a yes or a no. Like, well, you killed my brother. You killed that fucking whore, which that's fine. Thank you, by the way. Your money's not going to do much to really help with cancer, unfortunately. But I do need to see my kid. I don't need your money to technically see my kid, because that bitch is dead now. So I think I'll be okay once they actually find out what happened here, which they will, because, forensic scientists and all that shit. You can find shit out pretty easily. There's shows about that. So I'm pretty good. I'm good where I'm at. Cool, no doubt. So yeah, I think I'd be okay. I'd be able to survive this film. And
that's it, man.
I was a surprising watch. I thought it was going to be just a shithole of a movie, and it's not. It's not as bad as I envisioned it.
Yeah. Definitely better than what I thought it was going to be going into it. So pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
I think.
Pleasantly surprised, but also not very much entertained.
Yeah, right. I wouldn't say I was
your guys'
fucking
favorite
crazy.
part? I'll ask you guys that. What was your favorite
kills? The ending kills were fun.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
That really.
I like
really
the practical effects.
Like
Of course,
practical
within the
effects is
kills,
fair.
but yeah, those specifically within the kills were beautiful.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty fair assessment on that one. So, all right, that's it. We discussed the movie Doctor Jekyll, which was sent to us by Strike Media. So, shout out to Strike Media. Thank you guys so much for enrolling
Media.
enrolling
This was
with
fun,
Night School Horror.
doing a little viewing parties.
We'd
too,
like to
that
do
we
some
did.
more.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do some more in the near future. Hopefully, maybe Strike Media
Send
can
them
hook us up with
our
some
way.
new ones.
Yeah, for sure.
And we can
Strike
definitely
Media,
do it again.
shout out. That was awesome.
Yeah.
If you got more for us, hands down, we're in.
And we'll be honest with you. We don't give those.
Yes.
We're not going to just kiss ass. We tell you the facts of what we've seen and what we think about it. Again, Eddie Izzard was pretty good in this movie. I'm not going to lie. Eddie Izzard was good in this movie.
Yeah, no, he was pretty good in it.
He was pretty good in the movie.
Pretty good.
So, all right, it's time to say our goodbyes. It's time to say sayonara. We'll start with the current longest reigning Who You Got champion with 266 days. None other than the Music Man, Mr. Malave.
Oh, so you know what? I didn't even have to ask you for your guess. You just guessed.
I just
it
threw a
anyway.
number. You told me I had to throw a number at the end.
You were close, sir.
Okay.
You were very close. But you were over by about 20 days. 641 days to be exact. But I'll get to your number, the 666. So until then, I'll see you soon. And yeah, cheers everybody. Peace.
Peace. All right. Florida's favorite creep, Sabrina. Say your goodbyes.
I'm super happy that we got to watch this film. And once again, thanks to Strike Media giving us the opportunity to do so. Yeah, we got a couple fun things going on, especially if you're keeping up on our social media platforms, especially with what I'm calling the portable series. So it's just little mini clips where I'm gonna start asking some poll questions or throwing out some ideas for, things that I'm thinking about horror-wise, and I just want to get discussions going. So keep a lookout for those. And I'm gonna get these guys on track for some of it too. Maybe you guys can send us some questions. Maybe if you want to get to know us a little bit. But just keep up with that, and I'm looking forward to hearing from everybody. Until then, stay creepy.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. My name is Tommy James, a.k.a. Mr. Oh So Smooth, a.k.a. The Smooth Effect himself. I am the movie guy, baby. Thank you again so much for listening. Please make sure you go ahead and enroll with Night School Horror. Be sure to subscribe, like, follow. Tell us, like Sabrina said, give us some questions. Rate us, because if you rate us, then we go up the charts just as we've been going up the charts. We want to continue to go up those charts, but we can't do it unless you rate and you comment and you let people know they got to enroll with Night School Horror.
Yes,
we will see you next week, because next week, if I'm not mistaken, Sabrina, we got ourselves a pop quiz.